loves what she does, loves playing the game.
She handled that a lot better than I would have. I know that for certain. That's one tough cookie.
She'll be off to see the dentist shortly.
Spallina surveying in that X area, now inside the 8-meter. Spallina rips one into the back of the net and scores. The excellent freshman campaign continues for Alexa Spallina as the Tigers draw first blood here at Conklin. And Jordy, we alluded to how effective she is in that X area right there, able to spring herself in front of goal and find the back of the net.
Yeah, so they're Tigers moving the ball quickly around. Spallina, though, has just such great vision, recognizes that no one's picking her up, takes one step to get the angle on the shot, and finishes top cheddar. Just a really smart play by the freshman.
Absolutely filthy from Alexa Spallina per usual. The great crowd on hand is hyped here at Conklin Field as you see the 24th goal of the campaign in just 13 games as her record-setting season continues here in Tiger Town. Another draw that could spell danger for the Hokies if the Tigers are able to come away with possession still.
Something that makes this Clemson defense unique is the on-ball pressure in their zone. They don't notice how they're not just hanging back and allowing the offense to pass around them. They are applying a lot of pressure in the hands.
It's a great point, Jordy, and when we visited with Coach Skyra, she said part of what makes this Clemson team so difficult to game plan for is the athleticism that they have and the speed they have at all positions on the field. That has to help with ball pressure.
Yeah, that ball pressure is what stands out about their zone.
So Tigers win possession back, transitional opportunity for Clemson, and ahead of steam in this transition. Back behind the cage once again. This is where the Tigers do a lot of their damage from.
And that was a smart heads-up play by Reagan Byrne. She had the lane she could have driven, but, you know, game management. You're up 1-0. You know, the clock about 5:45 left in the quarter. Let's manage the time and get that high percentage shot. I was talking to Coach Bill Olin, and he said finding those high percentage shots.
And looking for a high percentage shot. Top cheddar once again for the Tigers. This time it's Natalie Shurtleff with the goal to double the advantage, 2-0 Clemson. So the Tigers lead the Virginia Tech Hokies by a score of 2-0. Spallina and then Shurtleff to double the advantage after this pretty goal here at Conklin Field. Remainder of the first quarter coming up next on ACCNX. Her stride coming off that torn ACL last season, one of the premier players within this program. Spallina behind the cage looking for outlets. Now into a similar area where she scored her first goal. Rips one into the back of the net again. Boy, she is outstanding. The second goal for Alexa Spallina, and she's putting on a show this evening. It's 3-0 Tigers after more stardom from Spallina. And Jordy, that is about as impressive as it gets.
That is a big, big goal for the Tigers. Spallina, not only does she always, you know, you saw her from X behind really working the feed, but what makes Alexa Spallina so dangerous is that you can see she never stops moving her feet as she's looking to feed. She feels the defender on her hip and can really utilize her body and her hands to get around. Look, you see she gets around her shoulder. She just needs a stick length. That's all she needs to put it away.
The velocity on the shot to beat Follett, who we've alluded to is having a fantastic season for the Hokies.
Virginia Tech to maybe put one in before the quarter.
The Hokies playing survival game in the power play and would love to chip away at this deficit. And there's that hounding ball pressure once again from the Tigers. They make life so difficult on opponents. Such an athletic midfield is what other coaches around the ACC always point out about the Tigers. Hokies doing a good job of playing keep away here, trying to bleed the clock on the power play.
Really trying to stretch that defense.
Now inside the 8. And in no rush at all are these Hokies.
As a reminder, if you're tuning in, the Hokies are woman down, so they're really trying to keep possession until they're able to get their teammate back in.
Benchik took a tumble, and it's into the back of the net for Virginia Tech. The first goal of the game for the Hokies comes shorthanded, and it was Lauren Render, our pregame player to watch. So 3-1 now the scoreline as Virginia Tech strikes a woman down and really took advantage of some slippage right there from Clemson's defense. We'll take another look.
And who else but the senior attacker captain? Again, as we said, she will be leading the way for the Hokies. Beautiful opening, steps inside the lane, recognizes, hey, I don't have anyone on me. Turns, gets her head around, and is able to find the back of the net.
So a great goal to grant Virginia Tech some momentum. Still not out of the woods. So now another opportunity for the Hokies to strike. It will be Trahan once again with the ball for Virginia Tech. She'll set up shop on that 8-meter arc and look to cut this deficit to just 1. Instead, we'll head right back to Clemson after some solid goalkeeping from DeLuca.
But another wonderful backup by Mazzaraki.
She is really the key to this defense for the Tigers. Obviously, her and Tegan Scott as a tandem, that's part of what makes this Clemson zone defense so effective.
Yeah, that battle behind Cage on a shot is one that usually the offensive, dominates and wins. They want to keep possession, but the Tigers are hungry to get that possession, you can tell.
Tigers on top of the Hokies 3-1 in the dwindling moments of the first quarter. And once again, that discipline that you alluded to, Jordy, in full display. Tigers haven't rushed anything all evening here.
Now, there's 50 seconds on the shot clock and only 30 seconds remaining in the half. Will they hold it for possession?
Instead, cramming it right towards the goal. Follett somehow was able to make the save, but some contact to the face once again. And that'll set up another goal-scoring opportunity for the Tigers.
I like it. The Tigers aren't playing safe tonight.
We'll take another look, as it looked like it was Mooney the one that took that contact to the head-neck area, as you see right there on the replay. Correct call from our officials. Yes, Jordy?
That is the right call after the replay. She was all over in the sphere, as they say. That the sphere is that 6-inch bubble around the head, and she definitely was in the attacker's sphere.
So it'll be another yellow card against Virginia Tech, who's been
from this same wing. And so if you move the ball cross crease, cross 8-meter, just as they did there.
Right on cue from Jordy and into the back of the net from Shirtliff. It's almost like you played or something. Beautiful goal from the Tigers, and now a 4-1 advantage for Clemson. And right as you called for a change in the point of attack, the Tigers go right for that. We'll take a look at the build-up and a beautiful goal.
So Clemson being patient, working the ball behind, and really sending cutters from the top, finding the back of their defenders' heads and shooting that backdoor cut. It was beautiful. We should see a lot of that today.
A thing of beauty from the Tigers, who strike once again with a man up. It's the 26th goal of the season for Shirtliff and the second goal today. Still 22 seconds remaining on that power play as well. So if Clemson's able to maintain control off the draw, they could have another chance to put one in the back of the net. The assist the Hokies. But right as you called for it, Jordy, Clemson's starting to send more cutters across the face of goal.
They are, and they're good looks, but, I probably wouldn't have forced that one in.
We'll take another look at the turnover here. Some risky business from Penchik. And could have been a goal-scoring opportunity if the tandem connected. Was looking for Byrne.
Yeah, Reagan had a step on her defender, but...
And another stoppage, as this one will go against the Tigers. Will be a goal-scoring opportunity here for the Hokies. So it's the only true lefty on the team with the ball, and Catherine Carmen, as we'll take another look. And was that shooting space, Jordy?
I'd say Paris was in the shooting space for sure.
And into the back of the net for the second Hokie goal. It's the lefty freshman sensation, Catherine Carmen. And all of a sudden, 4-2, Clemson over Virginia Tech. It goes to show how costly those shooting space violations can be. We'll take another look at this, but Jordy, a big lift of momentum for Virginia Tech.
Yeah, you talked about costly mistakes on the defensive end, but we have to give credit to where credit's due. And Catherine Carmen with that lefty ripper offside hip against a great goalie, Tessa DeLuca. That is a job well done on that play.
And a big shout out to Catherine Carmen. That's the first goal of her career. And when we spoke with in Tiger Town, You know, Spalina's always dangerous with it. Behind the cage once again. Spalina surveying options, looking to get into a dangerous spot. The spin and the score. Alexis Spalina is putting on a show this evening. Her third goal of the game, and may have been the most impressive of the bunch.
We said it earlier, Faxon, you know, Alexis Spalina is an assist machine, but she is a threat. She never stops moving her feet. She always has her head up. She is looking at the defense. She can read the defense. She notices the slide isn't coming. She turns and is able to get that beautiful shot.
And Jordy, talk about that fake too at the apex right there. Faking going one way, spinning back the other way. This is just textbook.
Textbook. I mean, she really is able to feel the pressure of her defender, and like I said, takes advantage of where the defender overcommits, gets her on her back hit.
It was Henson shutting things down. They were trying to get it to Shirtliff and couldn't quite do such. So now Virginia Tech will settle things down and look for another extended bout of possession. It feels like they're still within striking distance, Jordy. They've weathered the storm to a certain extent, but they're going to need some more consistent offensive production.
Again, I think it's that on-ball pressure that's really rattling them in working the ball around the horn.
Clemson continuing to hound with pressure. Feels like 2 white jerseys for every one of the Hokies players. And a really nice save from DeLuca right there to rob Virginia Tech. Possession will stay with the Hokies. Shot clock will reset to 60. There's Henson, who just made that excellent defensive play, humming it around the perimeter. Looking to crack the code against this Tigers defense. An errant pass. Scrap for possession, and Virginia Tech holds on. A lot of contact in the X area.
A little bit on defense, putting a face guard on Alexis Spalina.
It's a good point. And with the afternoon that she's had, now into the evening, you can't blame them. Into the back of the net for a goal. So they're face guarding Spalina, but this Tigers offense has a ton of different weapons, and they now lead it 6-2. Bridget Babcock finds the back of the net for the Tigers and extends this Clemson lead to 6-2, firing on all cylinders. Our Coach Kwolik's Tigers. Remainder of the first half up next here on ACCNX. Patient approach, and there's no need to be in a rush, Jordy, with a 6-2 advantage.
No, at this point, you know, the Tigers are looking for high percentage shots.
Penchik breaking down her defender, looking for passing outlets. Now Shirtliff back out to McLeod. And stoppage as a 3 seconds going against Virginia Tech. So it'll be McLeod with the ball, and another dangerous opportunity to extend their advantage for the Tigers.
So 3 seconds, sitting inside the 8 unmarked is what gets the defense here in trouble for Virginia Tech.
It's been a big issue for Virginia Tech tonight, is preventing these opportunities for the Tigers. It's McLeod, scores it. A 7-2 lead opened up for the Tigers, and Kayla McLeod's excellent run of form continues. Her last 3 games have been her best 3, and she's really starting to round into form. The crowd is absolutely loving it here at Conklin Field as we'll take another look. Jordy, tell me what you see.
Yeah, here's a look at that goal that puts Clemson up by 5. McLeod confidently stepping up here, gripping and ripping. Nice low shot to the corner, though. Not at her feet, right to the corner, making it a tough stop.
And a really nice shot from McLeod. Now has the Hokies reeling. Her 18th goal ever seat by 5, looking to make it more. Shirtliff thought about a shot, instead to McLeod. Clemson just continuing to look composed and comfortable on the offensive end. Great ball movement into the back of the net once again. Clemson is firing on all cylinders, as Eisfeld finds the back of the net. It is 8-2 Clemson over Virginia Tech. And Jordy, it feels like the Tigers are hitting that flow state offensively.
Yeah, and Alexis Spallina, we talked about her being such a threat on the offensive end, but watch here how Alexis Spallina gets the ball X behind, head up, looking across the crease, reading the defense slide, and finding teammate wide open for that one-on-none shot. That's Eisfeld with the finish.
Beautiful lacrosse once again from the Tigers, as Spallina's fingerprints continue to be all over this one. An 8-2 advantage, 22nd of the... Spallina fires, but are they going to give the goal? They will give the goal. So there was a brief stoppage, and it's now 4 shots, 4 goals for Alexis Spallina.
Wow, I mean, what a performance by the freshman, Alexis Spallina. Would love to take another look at this 8-meter shot.
9-2 Tigers, as Spallina, with her 27th goal of the season, has been incredible. We'll take 2 looks at it, and Jordy, it's impossible in any sport to shoot higher than 100% from the field. 4 shots, 4 goals for Spallina.
And there's Spallina, you know, what makes her shot so difficult to read as the goalie is notice how far back she gets her hands. So she hides the top of her stick, and the goalie can't see the release of the ball. So it's basically a guessing game at this point for Virginia Tech goalie.
And thought there was some 10 seconds remaining in the first half. It's McLeod picking out Goldstein into the mixer. Another goal for the Tigers. It's Shirtliff again. And Clemson firing on all cylinders, putting up double digits in the first half. They now lead it 10-2. What a goal from the Tigers. Time of the essence and no panic from the ladies in white. And we take a look at the transition here, Jordy. Defense to offense, it started on that end and finished on the other.
Yeah, just textbook, you know, man-to-man defense. The Tigers able to clear it up the field with plenty of time. We get it at X behind, and Shirtliff, again, backdooring her defender. She's so squirmy out there, and she's got great hands. See her catching it under pressure and shooting high to low. Tonight, 3 goals and 5 shots.
The pride that comes with being a Tiger and really doing good things with it.
Clemson rips one home with another score. That looks like Goldstein on that one, as it's now 11-2 Tigers, as they were able to put one in the back of the net. As we take another look, and it was Penchik actually got inside the 8-meter arc right there and just fired one home, as it's now 11-2. And Deb, the crowd here on hand at Conklin Field on Military Appreciation Day, they've really packed it out for Coach Kolick's group. But what does that mean to you to see such support for women's athletics?
So it means what we're doing actually is making a difference. It's getting kids from campus out here to have a good time, support the field. Met a bunch of parents today, talk about how passionate they are for not only Clemson, but this sport and their kids. And it is unbelievable to be part of this. So lucky.
Yeah, very, very lucky and very, very fortunate, as the Tigers will look to
these women. You are a model for these women. To have your name on the field as a reminder to them, I think is just remarkable.
I don't know if I'm that cool, but I will tell you, I do believe that Patrick Lencioni wrote a book, and it's called The Ideal Team Player, and you're humble, hungry, you have good people skills. And I think that embodies what you could be successful on the field of play or in the field of business.
And Coach Kolick also mentioned that you may have given the pregame pump-up speech. Talk to us a little bit about what you talked to the team about today.
So for me, it was about 3 things. I talked about family. I asked them to look around to each other and look across the room to maybe the people they're not even the closest to, but that's your family, and they're grinding with you every day. Do it for them. The second thing I talked to,
maybe you've got some more pregame speeches in your future if the results are going to be double-digit advantages in the mid-third quarter. Virginia Tech able to bring one back right there. Some excellent ball movement on the interior from the Hokies, as that was Reese Wallach putting one in the back of the net for Virginia Tech, now 12-3. And that last goal from Clemson on the other end came from Goldstein.
well, that was the one thing I said, y'all have to beat them big, otherwise I'll never get invited back to Clemson lacrosse match ever.
I feel pretty comfortable about your invite back. I will say that. So another draw control on the horizon here as the Tigers have a 9-goal advantage in the mid-third quarter. And a beautiful evening here at Conklin Field. The venue and just the backdrop, Deb, with the lake. I mean, seriously, I don't know if you could write it any better, script it any better, put it in a movie. This is seriously a thing of beauty.
Preseason is a huge advantage.
For sure.
And a whistle for a stoppage. As looks like this will go against the Hokies as well. And to your point, they sell out Little John Coliseum for gymnastics.
They sure do.
The ACC champions this year.
That's impressive.
So impressive what they've been able to do in their young existence.
And I truly do think that Graham Neff has a vision for what we can do and how we can be different at every sport we participate in.
And Babcock will score for the Tigers. Now a 13-3 advantage. Well, Deb, thank you so much for the time and for joining the broadcast booth. We're all just admiring what you've been able to do to impact this community and athletic department.
Thanks for having me with you. You guys keep up the great job. Pleasure.
Absolutely.
Thanks
Our pleasure.
so much. Pleasure.
Wonderful to meet you.
We're going to take a quick break here on ACCNX. The Tigers up double digits. More right after this.
Woman down.
We saw Virginia Tech score a shorthanded goal earlier in the game. Tigers playing some keep away right here. Trying to kill off that clock, as Jordy alluded to. Tigers right in front of net, a chance for a goal, and Shurtleff does it again. What a night for Natalie Shurtleff. That is her 4th goal, joining Spolina at the top of the food chain, as the tandem now have 8 of Clemson's 14 goals between the two. And let's take another look. Firing on all cylinders. It starts on the defensive end, a woman down, and then able to capitalize shorthanded on the other end.
This is going to be big in the film room, starting from the defensive end, taking it down, woman down, Natalie Shurtleff, finding the cage, backdooring her defender, using her slippery self, shooting high to low. She celebrates with a big smile. Another goal for Natalie Shurtleff.
So 6 shots, 4 goals for Shurtleff, as she continues to be one of the main players for this team. 28th goal of the campaign. An assist by Reagan Vernon. Deb Conklin with the ball. More scrap for possession. And finally, right back to Virginia Tech. What a chaotic sequence.
Yeah, this Clemson defense, you can tell they are just on the attack. Their sticks are in the passing lanes. That's why we're seeing so many knockdowns tonight. They are not sleeping on the backside.
Right in front of goal, and DeLuca makes the save, but there was a ton of contact to Render as she went to the ground. So it'll be an opportunity here for the Hokies after the whistle goes against the Tigers, and their premier player in Render will have the ball. Let's take another look. Tell me what you see here, Jordy.
Looks like, yeah, you see how the hands were extended on the push on the shot. Definitely the right call.
And they capitalize into the back of the net as Render continues her excellent campaign and excellent night.
The moment was set, and they met the moment tonight.
Tigers 15 minutes away from clinching their 6th straight victory, and what's shaping up to be another excellent season for Clemson women's lacrosse here in Tigertown. As they'll start out with the ball here in the 4th quarter. Penchik navigating inside and putting one in the back of the net. The star freshman Emma Penchik has her 2nd goal of the evening, and impressive to beat the man-to-man defense right there. The bench is absolutely loving it for the Tigers, and it's hard to blame them. Jordy, tell me what you see on another look.
I see just a great individual play. Penchik using the stutter step to beat her defender, getting inside. As you can see, the stutter step getting inside here, and just a great finish. You know, 45 for Virginia Tech, gets a piece of her stick right there, but she's still able to put it away.
19th goal of the season for Penchik.
And tonight, I think, is wonderful for this team. It is a momentum builder as they finish out the rest of their season.
Tigers looking to do more damage with the running clock here in the 4th quarter. And 11 goals in the bank. Make it 12. What a goal. Anna Brown, who had a phenomenal showing last time out against Wofford, continues her great form. Tigers on top 16-4. We'll take another look, but everybody eating right now for the Tigers.
And this is the junior attacker for Clemson, just taking it herself, a great individual, beating her defender at X, rolling the crease, pulling the shot back to the inside post. You know, as the goalie is coming around to follow the shot, she's actually, you know, trying to take her angle from the far post, and Anna Brown goes back to near from the Clemson Tigers squad to be on that very exclusive list, the Twerton watch list.
She has been so phenomenal this season for this Clemson team. More ball movement. How did Brown do that? Oh my goodness, a Houdini act! Unbelievable from Anna Brown. How did she hold on to the ball and put it into the back of the net? We'll take another look and find out. Jordy, a thing of beauty from the Tigers.
Again, just a great individual play by Anna Brown, handling the muddy pass, right? But that's just great stick work, getting the ball, still having that nose to goal, coming around the crease. Again, she pulls it to the near side post on that shot. So the goalie is actually coming around following the shot, and she brings it back to where she was coming from.
We're going to take a quick break here after that excellence from Brown. It's the Tigers on top 17-4 here on ACCNX. Discipline as penalties have been a big-time bugaboo for the Hokies. And a stoppage. I want to say that this is clock related. And now we'll resume play. Jordy, talk about the valuable opportunity for some of Clemson's seldom used players to get experience here in conference play down the stretch with the lopsided advantage.
You know, back in my playing days, we always talked about getting up early to get the bench in, and because that experience is just so valuable as we get deeper into the season, to have that depth coming off the bench. But really hats off to these starters to give these girls a chance to come in and really get some experience.
And I'm still going to credit Deb Conklin for that with her pregame speech. She said she wanted a big win. It looks like she's going to get it. This will be running clock the rest of the way here in Tiger Town. Under 10 to play in the fourth quarter. Virginia Tech looking to chip away and take some positives for the road. We showed the ACC standings earlier and the importance of the ACC slate for Virginia Tech. They're back in action in the midweek, and then they've got Notre Dame next weekend. Right in front of goal, a lot of contact, and going down in a heap was Render. She'll have an opportunity to put VT on the scoreboard once again. And she has been the focal point for this offense for Virginia Tech, Jordy.
The Clemson defense putting that on-ball pressure, but it looks like Schwartz was maybe in the sphere with that check. Virginia Tech will have an opportunity.
And into the back of the net for her third goal of the evening. Lauren Render's had a fantastic game for the Hokies.
And she needs to, right? She is the leader of this team, and she is their dominant goal scorer. She's so confident as she toes up for the 8-meter, just barrels right through, has a smart finish. This is a senior leader knowing that she needs to get the job done here.
26th goal of the campaign for Render, as she's impressed and is hoping that her supporting cast can help pick her up down the stretch here. Tigers continuing to hound with ball pressure. Guess who? It's Render coming out of the pack with the ball. And another stoppage. Whistle will go against the Tigers once again.
Virginia Tech trying to push the pace there, but they didn't have the numbers, so she tried to back it out, almost lost it, stopping at the 8.
It'll be Render with the ball again, and another big chance. Beats DeLuca near post. Back-to-back goals for Render. Hokies starting to chip away. And at risk of sounding repetitive, she continues to be great. She's doing all she can, Jordy. She's got 4 goals.
Yeah, she is definitely leading in her play, but also with her communication. it's the same story. Again, just towing up with confidence, using her speed, her power, getting that shot offside hip, as you can see, making that a really tough save for DeLuca.
So Render puts her 4th goal on 5 shots home past DeLuca in transition. Looking to play fast with it. Oh, and an errant pass stops the attack.
It's a good thought. I love a give and go, right? Give and then go down the field. We'll take another look at this amazing save by Gigi Adamson using her thigh. Oh, that's gotta hurt, Faxon.
That could not have felt good. And ripped right at Adamson again. How about that? 3 shots against Gigi, 3 saves. Talk about answering the call off the bench. She's done exactly that. Scrap for possession in Clemson's defensive end, taken away by the Hokies. They've got bodies in front of goal waiting for the ball. And now pulling things out was Render, a whistle and a stoppage once again. And it will be a yellow card against the Tigers.
That's Jordan de Blasio, senior defender from Mount Sinai, going into the box.
So de Blasio will serve her 2 minutes, and just a 15-second difference between the power play and the game clock. So just about the rest of the way, Virginia Tech will have a woman up. And guess who with the chance to put one past Adamson? It's Lauren Render looking for her 5th goal of the evening. And she has it. It's 3 straight goals for Render, who is competing until the final whistle and has put together a very impressive hat trick in the 4th quarter alone.
Yeah, she is just doing it all tonight. She is a sharpshooter. You can see she is exhausted. She has been working hard to get inside the 8, get her hands free, and finish it, putting the team on her back tonight, Lauren Render.
And a testament to the culture for Coach Skyra and the leadership from Render. A lot of teams fold down 13 goals, just to be candid, or you see the effort level wane. Not this Virginia Tech group. They're competing out of Conklin Field with some late momentum. Hokies continue to surge, stopped by Adamson.
I mean, scoring 7 goals on this Tiger defense tonight is impressive.
Let's take a look at what the Tigers have on the horizon. It'll be Davidson in the midweek, and then out in California at Cal on April 3rd, Duke back at home on the 11th, and then down in Tallahassee against the Noles of Florida State on April 16th. Into the back of the net again. Guess who? It's Render. She's on a tear and now has 6 goals. Putting up a masterclass here in the 4th quarter. 17-8 to score. And she is leaving it all on the field tonight, Jordy.
She has been so impressive, Faxon. I mean, really, we talked about, again, just her nose to the goal, her strength in the inside. I mean, that shot was almost outside the 8-meter that she took, but the confidence she has at the end of the game, putting the team on her back, just using all her body, her force, her legs in that shot, beautiful.
A lot of respect for Lauren Render. 6-goal performance here in Tigertown, and 4 of which coming in this 4th quarter. Clock will resume with under a minute to play. Draw control goes to the Tigers.
Virginia Tech goal scored by number 13, Lauren Render, assisted by number 12, Reese Waller.
So the time on the power play about to expire for Virginia Tech. Clemson not trying to give it away, give them another opportunity, and as if on cue, the Hokies take possession. They're looking to push things forward for one last charge. Into a dangerous area. Right in front of goal, into the back of the net again. The Hokies with the late surge as Maggie Flanagan, the sophomore midfielder from Brookville, Maryland, the one to find the back of the net there. And this power play has yielded a ton of goals for Virginia Tech.
We see the pass up to the center. Again, I think it's just a sense of urgency for Virginia Tech tonight at the end of the, it's kind of, you have nothing to lose. Why not?
5 unanswered goals here in the 4th quarter. Clemson started this 4th quarter out with 3 of their own, and VT has responded in impressive fashion. 10.2 seconds remaining here, as whoever wins this draw will likely have the ball last. 9th goal of the season for Flanagan.
Looks like they're giving possession to Virginia.
So they'll roll the ball back to Pazzi. And we'll do it again with 1 second on the clock. Off the crossbar and out of the stadium. That is how we will finish things out. 17-9 your final. The number 10 Tigers take home the victory over Virginia Tech. The winning streak now at 6 for Coach Kwolik's bunch, and they have their 4th ACC win to vault themselves to 6th in the standings. Some closing thoughts from you, Jordy Kier.
Just a phenomenal, phenomenal performance tonight.